Trojan 7 News.
I'm Katie Kirk with Trojan 7 News. Today we'll be covering all the aspects of Odysseus' wanderings, starting with an interview with Calypso, who has been facing the absence of her lover.
Why did you keep him hostage?
I kept Odysseus hostage because after our love affair for part of the 7 years that he was with me, he started to miss his home and he wanted to leave me, but I didn't want him to go.
What did you see in him in the first place?
I really adored his strength and power and just the pride that he had in himself and his home. And I really wanted someone like that in my life.
Why did you let him leave?
I let him leave because Zeus sent Hermes to our island, and he told me that I had to let him go because Odysseus had to go home and protect his island of Ithaca and the people that lived there.
How did you feel about him leaving? Were you sad? Were you reluctant? Mad? How did you feel?
Well, at first I was a little sad and reluctant because I really didn't want him to go. But then I realized that he missed his home so much and that it wasn't necessarily his wife because he still loved me, and that made me feel a lot better.
Thank you.
And now for in-depth coverage of an invasion and assault of a Cyclops. Odysseus and his army invaded the home of a Cyclops and ate all his food. The men got the Cyclops drunk, put him to sleep with music played by a flute, and then stabbed him in the eye. All of the men got out alive with the Cyclops' sheath, except for one casualty that was eaten by the Cyclops.
Breaking news.
And now for the moment you've all been waiting for, an interview with the one and only Odysseus.
Why did you leave your family?
I didn't want to, but I was forced to. I had to fight for my home country. But along the journey, I had good times and struggles. But along the journey, I have my family in my heart.
Okay. Why did you cheat on your wife?
I love my wife, but I fell for another woman. I was an uncontrollable feeling, so there's nothing really much.
Why did you stay with Calypso?
I stayed with Calypso because she was my love, and I had to.
Okay. And did you miss your son along the journey?
As I said earlier, I always have my family in my heart, so I missed him, and I always thought of him.
Okay. Thank you.
At this time, Odysseus' wife Penelope will be joining us for a touching interview.
How old was your son Telemachus whenever Odysseus left?
Telemachus was really young. I think he was around like a year old, but it was pretty hard whenever he left because raising a child, especially that young, that takes a lot with two people, let alone myself. I mean, I did have the help, but it was definitely a challenge raising him.
How did you feel whenever Odysseus had to leave?
That was really hard. Just like having to let go of the person that you care so deeply about. That was the love of my life, and not knowing who's gonna come back, and it was hard. But I knew that he had to like go out and protect us and protect our family, and protect all the other citizens of this great Ithaca nation. So yeah.
How did you cope with the fact that he was gone for so long?
Not well. That was, like I said, that was hard, and we got pretty long.
Did it get better at all? Because I know it must have been extremely hard at the beginning, but at the end of the 20 years, was it any easier than it was before?
Yes and no. I mean, it never gets easier not knowing if the person that you love is going to come back. But I focused on the other things in my life, like my son. I mean, he's my pride and joy.
Do you feel betrayed by the fact that he had a mistress?
Well, I mean, that was a little hard to swallow. I mean, yeah. But I know that he loves me, and I know that I am the love of his life, and that she's gone. Yeah.
How do you feel about the suitors?
Well, I mean, it's hard having people come in and invade your home and, take over your home that you live in, but I kind of distracted them and got them off topic and got them to do other things, and eventually I outsmarted them.
Breaking news.
The thrilling tale of how Odysseus finally ended the 10-year war by defeating the Trojans. The way he did it was he and his men built a large hollow horse as a gift for the Trojans as an apology. He then climbed into it with his men, and after we stupidly accepted the horse, the Trojans wheeled Odysseus and his army into the walls of the city. Since we were celebrating our victory throughout the night, and many people were drinking a lot of liquor, Odysseus and his men were able to sneak out of the horse and conquer the city of Troy. This officially ended the 10-year Trojan War.
Thank you for watching Trojan 7 News, where you can feel closer to your news.
You sound like
I'm Mexican.
Take a breath, 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 take a breath.
Put the camera over there.
No, because she needs to get both of
Yeah, we both had,
Say something.
I am Jade.
Started talking.
Should I smile at the beginning like this?
Okay, so this is recording.
Ready?
Teach me how to thug it, ayy. Baby, like smooth. What? Can you teach me how to thug it? You know why? Cause all the girls love it, ayy. All I need is a beat that's super bumpin'. If